G'day guys, Tradie Trev, the sharpest tool in the fucking shed here. Today, we are going to talk about some fan controllers. Now, who doesn't know fan controllers? Everyone knows fan controllers because we've all had them in our own home. We've got two varieties here. This one is a Martech brand and this one's a Minstrel. Now, commonly you'll find, especially with these type of controllers, Arlec are another good dodgy brand too, that your switch mechanism will fuck up. This one's been replaced with a Klipsor one, a cream Klipsor one, just to match its fan controller that is faded by the sun. Anyway, one of these things to particularly look at, particularly in these sort of brands, is that your fan controller is rated at 3 amps. Now, if you had, for example, say you were installing a whole bunch of fans at a school or a church, God forbid, and there was going to be a whole bunch of fan controllers on the wall. I've never understood why most installers just don't stick a big cat bank in and use the one controller. It makes sense to me. It electrically makes sense on paper too. Each one of these fan controllers is rated to 3 amps max, and that's the shitty one. You get your good brands like Klipsor and whatnot. They come in about 10 amps, so you can certainly load a lot more power onto that. Now think about this, right? You've got yourself 4 fans. Let me just see if I get that in focus for you. You've got yourself 4 fans. I'm overrating this, 60 watts a piece. They're probably about 240 volts. So they're using like 1/4 of an amp each. So 4 amps, 4 fans, you're only using 1 amp. So a 3 amp max should be perfectly fine. Now each one of these particular style of, the newer style anyway, have these capacitors in them. Your older styles actually have the old transformers in them. It might be the reasons why some particular people might hear a hum when they go turn their fan on. It's this little thing here that's buzzing away. Not really dangerous or such, but yeah, just a bit of a pissy thing, I suppose. Now, this one I've particularly modified for automation use, and I've got a little lock out there, and I've drilled out through it for it, so I can use relays to do the switch position of the transformer. Now, this is what brings me on to this particular item that we've got up here. Now, as I said, I've got myself 4 fans. These are capacitors out of 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and I've wired them in parallel. Now, if you look at simple, a lot of electrical principles will say that wire your capacitors in parallel, just add them up, and just like resistors, I suppose, in some sort of ways. And we've also got ourselves another proper switch mechanism here. This one's missing a wire out of it, however. But this particular fan controller is a little U-beauty because it replaces these capacitors. It's virtually got a little pulse width modulation inside of it, which just virtually cuts up the AC voltage, so it only gives the fan just enough grunt to the speed that you want it at. Now, this thing here, you can see is rated at 2 amps max. 2 amps, man. 4 amps. I've only listed here that 4 fans is only going to use me at least 1 amp max. So I'm laughing in that regards. How many fans could we run off that? You could probably run enough to run a whole school classroom off that. Just to find a fan controller. So every time I see a whole bunch of fan controllers installed in a electrical installation, I go, who the fuck did that? What are you, stupid or something? Because I know for a fact we've got all the gear here to go and stick a whole bunch of them together in parallel. Well, the capacitors in parallel enough to turn the fan on and off. Hopefully I've explained that right. Now I just wanted to explain what your typical 4-position rotary switch is like. I've drawn up a little diagram here for you guys playing along at home. So basically you've got your active coming in. Your first position is high, as listed here. So that's virtually going to be, just a normal switch on off. So no capacitance going through that. It's just going to run the fan flat out. The next rotary position is number 2, which is medium. which I believe is 18, which will be 18 microfarads, because I've simply added up. The capacitance of these and just wired them up in parallel, which is perfectly fine for this particular installation. I'll probably have to install that in a these caps in a separate box or in the wall or something. And then the next position is into 8 microfarads in the slowest position. So yeah, explain my wiring. Number 1, the active comes in, goes out to the fan switch. Number 2, the active comes in, goes down to the 18 microfarad switch, so it's coming from here into there, through the capacitor and out to the fan active. And number 3 is the active comes in, goes into this switch, through the capacitor and out to the fan active. And you can run, surprisingly, a whole bunch of them, even with one of these shitty ass, 3 amp fan mechs. So I was quite surprised when I was working it out on paper. I'd much prefer to do that sort of setup, or at least use one of these sort of mechanisms if the client can afford it, because these are worth their weight in gold. Top little notch item, these ones. You don't have to stuff around with your capacitance or nothing. It's just a simple, all the magic happens inside there. I'm pretty sure it's pulse width modulation. I've got a little layout here of what it is. I'll probably just read some particular things that I liked. So it's rated at 500 watts or 2 amps max. So I believe my capacity was only rated at, what was that, 1 amp max. So you could run 8 fans off this one particular fan controller, which was pretty damn cool. They're designed with a kickstart operation via a short burst of power to assist in overcoming the inertia of a fan. Programmed with a factory set minimum feed span to suit most applications. This little controller has thermal overload compensation, which automatically reduces the fan feed should the unit inadvertently overload. Great little device. Worth its weight in gold. I'll have to try and see if I can fix this little one. It's just missing a leg off it. I'm pretty sure she was a keeper last time I checked, but you never know. I've got my solutions here. Another little controller I wanted to look at. This is your typical HPM Clipsal based fan controller. It's basically just a 4-position rotary mechanism that just switches the capacitance as I've already listed and laid out for you. These things have virtually turned big old bulky fan controllers like this into just a little switch on the wall. But anyway, my main solution for this whole video was that yes you can run more than one fan off using the one switch. So I hope this information was helpful to someone. As I said, I'm doing these particular videos to help guys that are new to the industry and want to learn a few new things. Don't go try and doing this stuff if you don't have any understanding of it. And please don't fucking kill yourself, because this 240 volts is fucking deadly, especially when you get a whole bank of caps there. You got to discharge these little fuckers before you work on them, because guaranteed that will bite you. It will bite you, and it fucking hurts. Okay guys, I'll leave it at that. You take care. Make sure you give my video a thumbs up, or else I'll come around to your house, cut your fucking power off and cut your internet off. Righto, see yous.